wish I knew the road to you. I don't care how far, I won't stop trying. I wanna be right where you are. I wish I knew the road to you. I don't care how long, I won't stop trying. I wanna get where we belong. We had the shortest time. You had to go, but I'm just so happy I had you. The morning's near and still I can't tell you how I feel. Just another lonely day to get through. I don't care how far, I won't stop trying. I wanna be right where you are.
It's day 2 of the 5-day reading breakthrough. I'm so excited to see all of you who are here. Thank you for joining us. I am Dr. Marnie Ginsberg from Reading Simplified, and it's our mission to streamline reading instruction and accelerate students' reading achievement. And we do this with our core activities. There aren't that many. We're simplified. And one of them is Switch It. And those of you who've been with us from the beginning of this 5-day reading breakthrough, you are learning how powerful it is. And if you're new, give us a try. Check out Switch It. We've got our our opportunities to catch the replay, and you can still join. In fact, today is the last day to join. So, Greg, can you put the link in? We're not going to let people in after today, so we can really focus all of our energy on you guys. Yay, Beth and Mariana and Naomi, Lori, Kim, Annie, Carrie, those of you who talked earlier. I'm so thankful for you being here, and I'm so thankful for Miranda already sharing her success. Her student said she couldn't wait to read the same book as the third graders, and she had light bulbs going off. So cool. So today is day 2. We saw yesterday just how to get started with Switch It. We saw our star student. We're going to watch him every day for 5 days doing nothing but Switch It. Not because that's a full lesson, but it's just a little mini experiment to see the power of one activity. And then you have tried it. Give us a thumbs up if you guys have been able to try Switch It. I want to hear your successes and actually your challenges. We've already seen many of your comments inside our Reading Breakthrough portal, or also inside our Facebook group and posts. So great job, you guys. I'm going to try to get my slides up here with a new way. Let's see if I can do a fancy way. I might regret it. You know, when you try a new technology. Oops. Okay. You know, maybe I don't want to do that after all. Let's try it one more time. Let's try this. Okay. I see if I can still see you guys. That's the ticket. That's the issue. I was afraid I might not be able to see you. Got a nice plan, but I don't know. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. Can you see that? Oh, that's the wrong screen. Let's try this. That's part of the inside of the... Let's try this again. How about this? Hey, it's working. Okay, thank you for your patience. I thought this might be more fun. Okay, so we are on day 2, like I said, and I want to hear from you. And today we're even doing another fun thing. We're going to be giving away some prizes. And one of the prizes I'm going to select to give you guys tomorrow. So one of you will get it if based on the most powerful comments. Okay, so I'm looking to read through your comments today, and the one that I like the most is going to win a chance for me to spin my little fun app here. I'll show you, and we'll pick a winner. But we got other winners as well, so don't worry. There's winners galore. So that's just another way to win. Okay, so let's move into some of our topics for tonight. First of all, I just wanted to position where Switch It is. It is super powerful. Sometimes it's, however, a victim of its own success, and people think that's all that there is to Reading Simplified, and that's all that there is to learn. Really, we want you to learn our full system, and we're going to invite you to have that opportunity later this week. And it is as simple as what you see on the screen. It is a 3-part reading lesson that, again, works just like Switch It, works for beginners, and it works for struggling readers of any age. It's 3 components: a rereading for fluency, word work, which could be Switch It, as you see, it's often Switch It, and a couple others. Usually we pick 2 or 3, either read it, sort it, or write it. Those are the core, and then guided oral reading. That's it. That's part of what simplifies instruction for Reading Simplified practitioners. And so tonight we're just talking about Switch It. That's what the reading breakthrough is. But when you're learning Switch It, you're learning some principles that apply to all of Reading Simplified, because we're making it simple across the board. But let's get into what's going on today. So how did it go? If you tested out Switch It, let us hear from you, and we will encourage you. I've got Reading Simplified experts here in the chat that are going to celebrate you. We're going to do the day 1 winners a little later, but we're doing that. Again, a quick run through of how to participate in the 5-day reading breakthrough. Today's the last day to join, so tell your friends. It's way more fun to go through it with a colleague. Then we're going to have our main teaching point, which is the power of paired contrasts. And then we'll see our star student. How did he do on day 2? And we'll answer questions along the way, and then we'll also have another winner just from any of the comments we'll randomly pick to spin to win. So we've got a lot of opportunities. And we even have Rebecca coming to us from India. That's incredible. All right, so that did not go as according to plan. Let's try this again. Oy vey. You know, there's a lot of buttons on my screen. I wanted you to see what Rebecca said. Very cool that she's here from India. And I love what Melissa says, which it is so fun, engaging for the kids. My cool technology is that I had planned, is going to go over to the dustbin, and we're going to try this the other way that I was more familiar with, which is probably the way I should go, huh? And Switch It, Dana says, is amazing. Let me see if I can pull this up. Hey, there we go. So these are some comments that we've heard about Switch It. I'd love to see what your comments are, because you could win. Cindy said she worked with an 8-year-old who had been struggling badly with letter sounds and connecting words. We worked through the first set of words. He actually did way better than I had anticipated he would, and he actually seemed to enjoy it. No tears or fighting. Going to try another round. Okay, so how many of you were surprised, or your student did better than you thought, and they were more motivated than you thought? That often happens. People think it's a game. Alka likes today's topic about the paired contrast, which we're getting to. She says it's an interesting concept because they've been working with word families, just at and an. And guess what happens when you stick to that for too long and they get to it finally, or in? They still say at, right? I've seen that with struggling readers. Today's topic is kind of address that head on. Jillian was so excited to try Switch It with a group of 5-year-olds. She used the letters S, A, O, T, etc., and even an SH to stretch them. I love that. They were very eager and able to identify the sound that needed to be used. The majority were able to identify the position, but 2 of them weren't sure. However, they figured it out in a few minutes. They really enjoyed the game-like approach. So what about you? Did you find this to be more game-like? Were your kids engaged? Catherine has a student who already knew 25 letter sounds, so she attempted 4 sound words. What surprised me was how quickly he caught on, especially when he could initially not segment 4 sound words at all. Kind of like our STAR student at the beginning of Monday's lesson, our STAR student could not segment a 3 sound word. Catherine here is finding, just like our STAR student, that comes online pretty quickly with this activity. Nisi said she used word list 13A, 4 sound words, and she lists all the vowels. Check out all the vowels that she's using. I was surprised how well my student did with D and T because that had been an area of confusion. Also, another opportunity to think about that paired contrast. And again, just like Catherine, being surprised. Who has been surprised? And Monica says her student or students were definitely more engaged. And finally, Stacy tried it with her tutoring student. He quickly caught on that you change one sound by connecting the sound with the physical movement of the sound cards. Fun. I love it. Lori says that, let's pull this up, was the first activity that worked for her daughter. Yay! Her confidence came through almost immediately. That's huge. We want both confidence, engagement, and then the outcomes. So we're going to do the day winner a little bit later. Again, today's the last day to join. So share this with your friends. Maybe tag them right now so they can get this link. And Greg, if you can drop it in the chat, that would be great. I'm looking for the best comments, remember, to pick out for a prize tomorrow. So don't forget, if you've joined this reading breakthrough, the 5-day reading breakthrough, you've got resources inside this portal. You've got lots of PDFs, including the Switch It guide, a workbook to guide you, and access to Switch It online for 30 days. So you don't have to cut out these letter sound cards, which you certainly can, and that's how I usually do Switch It, but you've got options. So these are the resources to you, plus our coaching. We want to not just teach you this is how you do the activity, but this is how you optimize it for your student. So test it out with one student if you haven't already picked out one that you probably think is more, you're concerned about, because we want to change the dynamic. We want to have a breakthrough with this event. And then you're going to comment on your daily homework, which you'll find either in an email if you signed up or on our Facebook post. Comment with what your homework is, and then you'll be entered into the drawing for the prizes. And also don't forget, we've got coaching here inside the Facebook group, just for those of you who have joined this event, and also inside the Reading Breakthrough portal. Okay, so little logistics there, and don't forget, we've got this link to join. Thank you, Greg. All right, moving right along. The power of paired contrasts. How many of you knew what I'm talking about here? Have you ever heard of that kind of language? If you're new to Reading Simplified and new to Switch It, it may be completely illogical or nonsensical. So what we're talking about is how when we teach new information or information that's not yet mastered, when we ask students to compare contrast, they're more likely to absorb that information. They're more likely to learn that information. And so what we're doing with Switch It is going back and forth between the vowels, especially, because that's where the rub is often, right? Or maybe a consonant, like one of our teachers mentioned, B and T. or consonant digraphs. Wherever there's an issue for some frustration or not learning, then we actually dive into that. We don't avoid it. We choose a list of words that goes back and forth. So if we were thinking about, say, the tricky short E and short I, what would we do? Would we take it head on and go between short E and short I words, or would we just block it out and only do E for a while by itself, and then only later switch to I, and then much later compare and contrast them? Which do you think is a better approach? What do most of our reading curricula do? Well, initially, especially when we introduce it, most reading curricula will spend an entire week or more on just short A. How many of you have a program like that? And then later you get to just short O. It's short O world all week long. No matter what they read, what they write, what you say, you're going to say something with a short O in it. So the brain can turn off. We can parrot what we've been reminded of all day long, but it's not necessarily going into deep long-term memory. And then maybe switching over later another week to short E. This is how many of our beginning and intervention reading programs are built. And it's not providing the opportunity for the student to go back and forth and observe the nuances, both in the sounds and in the symbols, to discriminate more carefully. It's a missed opportunity for doing what learning scientists call interleaving, going back and forth, and not just massed practice where everything is the same all day long or all week long, but going back and forth. So with reading simplified, especially with Switch It, but actually also with our reading materials, once we introduce one thing, we're as quickly as we can, we introduce another thing. So for instance, with Switch It, if we had kids that had learned A a little bit and E a little bit, we would still give them O and have them go back and forth. Look at this word list: shall, to shell, to sell, to set, to get, to got, to lot, to dot, to dog. So we've got 3 vowels. And this is an example of contrasting those tricky vowels. They haven't mastered them. They're not perfect, but they're going to get perfect more rapidly when they have to discriminate over and over and over again. So when you are working with your child or a small group, select word lists that target what they don't know and have them go back and forth and back and forth. Every time they have to switch that vowel, it's a test, it's a quiz, it's retrieval practice. They have to think, oh wait, okay, what do I hear in shell? Oh, I hear eh. Now which one of these is eh? And that is hard work that brings the learning into long-term memory. So that is the power of paired contrast, and I hope you'll see it with our student this week in Switch It. All week long, I hardly ever just give him a small set of letter sounds. Every day we're expanding the letter sounds that he gets exposed to. So I'm excited for you to see where he'll go with this concept of paired contrast, and also you. Like, how would this change your instruction? How might this change your students' outcomes when they are asked to compare the things that are giving them trouble instead of avoiding them or separating them or blocking them out? So let's get on to some prizes. Today's prize winner, which I'll announce soon, is the ABC kit from the Literacy Hill. Claire over at the Literacy Hill has beautiful resources that align with Reading Simplified. And so we're going to pick the winner from yesterday from the homework. I'm going to show you who's going to win that soon. But tomorrow's gift is going to be this decodable book set from Whole Phonics. It's a very simple, for the very first level, like maybe the first few days even of reading with a kid who doesn't know any letter sounds. And that will be day 2's winner. And then don't forget, if you post every day what your answers are to the homework, which like tomorrow it's just going to be like, what list did you do? What vowels did you do? What phonemic difficulty? And what surprised you? Not a lot. Make it simple and short, just to give you a little time for reflection and reporting. And so if you post all 5 days, you'll be entered into this mammoth grand prize, an entire set of phonic books, 12 of them, Dandelion readers. Again, phonic books aligns really well with our principles here at Reading Simplified. Way cool. And a whole set of whole phonics books, her books, Jill Lawrence at Whole Phonics and that team, they make gorgeous stuff with bright, colorful illustrations with diverse characters and easily decodable text, and I've reviewed whole phonics books before. One of the games I've been playing for over 20 years with my students, is Crazy Longs. You'll get all 5 of Crazy Longs pack for the long vowel sounds, and then also a huge pack of resources again from the Literacy Hill. So that's a cool opportunity for the grand prize. Now, should we get into our star student? Are you about ready to see what the heck has happened with him? For those of you who weren't here, we're doing just one activity with him, not because that's all that there is, but because it's so powerful to do. Switch it. You don't have to do everything in isolation. With Switch It, like really all of the Reading Simplified activities, multiple things are being addressed simultaneously, so you don't have to have a separate letter sound knowledge activity. Did you hear that? That's kind of radical. I mean, you can certainly have independent activities where kids go and practice that, but when you're there with a child, they're going to learn more by having to add a letter sound to the board and switch instead of just showing them flashcards. Same thing with phonemic awareness, both phonemic segmentation and phonemic manipulation. I'm so excited. My tongue is can't keep up with my brain. Phonemic manipulation, both of them, you could do it orally only. And maybe if you're on the bus or in the car or walking down the hall, that's fine. But when you are there with a child in front of you for an instructional setting, put it in the context of words. It's going to make faster progress and it's going to be more meaningful to them. That's what we should be seeing in Switch It when we go. Because why is this working? Because we are tying the written language to the sounds and words. And that's how our code works. Our written language is a code for sounds. And so we need to tune the kids into that, the perception of those individual sounds and words or those phonemes, because that's what unlocks the code. So our little guy, prior to the first day of this breakthrough, he could not segment a 3-sound word. So he couldn't, that's what the X means there. He could not separate the sun into n. Look at the letter sounds he knew. Very odd letter sounds, no short vowels. So on day 1, I gave him all of those letter sounds. Notice I didn't just give him short A. Well, actually, I might have just given him short A based on his, his assessment. But he asked for O, so I added it. And so, but look, there's several letter sounds. Do you think I'll add some more today? And will we stay at the 3-sound level? He got better at it, but it's still a lot of work to get him to separate the medial vowel. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see what our star student does. And along the way, I'm going to listen to you about what you're noticing about him and also about your student. So as you watch this day 2 of our star student with his only his second activity ever with me, other than the assessment, see how he's growing and see what sub-skills are being practiced. Okay, so y'all did a great job of writing that in the chat yesterday. Are you ready? Deb she's ready. We look forward to hearing how things go. Woohoo. Okay, day 2, our star student trying Switch It for the second time ever. What do you notice about his skills? First word is going to be mom. Can you say it? Mom. Mom is watching. Okay, so let's listen for that first sound that you hear in mom.
W.
Well, it's
M.
yes. And what sound comes out of your mouth? That's it. Which one of these is There's 2 of them. It's kind of silly. I tricked you, huh? Okay, you got the for mom. Now we're going to listen for that next sound here in mom. Oh, wow. That was much faster than yesterday. Very exciting. Okay, so mom. What sound by itself? And what do we have? What is it? What sound though, all by itself? That's right, not its letter name. Okay, you built the word mom. Let's check each sound individually. Ah. And the word is?
Mom.
That is very exciting. Let's switch the word mom to mop. I have mom And I need mop. Very good. We're getting rid of the Let's figure out what that sound is. He's getting the sound. Very good. Which one is p? Wow, you're flying now. What's this first sound? Ah. Do you notice my mouth looks like a circle? Ah, that's right. Mop. That's what do we have? Mop. Very good. Let's check it one more time. And the word is?
Mop.
Okay. So let's switch it to, you're going to need some other letters. Let's switch it to map. We used this one yesterday. I use a map. You have mop. Very good. Get rid of the ah. Okay. So what needs to go there? Let's first figure out the sound. Ah, that's right. You're nailing it. Tell me which one is ah. Wow. We always have that short vowel and it's red. It's in the middle. And this one says ah, though we got rid of the ah. And this one says ah. And you made the word map. Can you tell me the sounds in map? You're doing it. Say it. Go ahead. It's the word map. What do you hear in the middle? Ah is what I hear. You got map. Very good. Let's check it one more time since I can help you. Ah. And don't look at me. Yeah, there, because I want you to really. Oh, that was flying. So you have map, and we need mat. Oh, I like how you stay there. Ah. Okay, so you got rid of the pup in map, but we're using mat. Oh, you're hearing it. Very nice. Which one is t? Very good. You know what to do next? And the word is?
Mat.
Right. Let's switch this from mat to cat. Do you have a cat? Me either. Get rid of the What sound goes there? And cat? K. Which one is k? Very good. Say the sound by itself. Very good. I want to switch that vowel again, like I talked about with the paired contrast. So this is cat. Can you switch it to cot? Like I sleep on a cot. Have you ever heard of a cot? That's right. Get rid of the ah, the ah. And what sound goes in the middle? You got the k, and we're going to build the word cot. Ah, that's right. Which is ah? Close. The word is cot. Yes, let's go back to the beginning and check it. No. Oh, that's it. That's right. Cot. Let's look at it and say those sounds. Look here, right here. Cot. Yes, very nice. Okay, so here's me picking up some new sounds for him that he did not know before. Let's just move this out of the way, and we'll make the word. How about the word sit? Today I will sit. Okay? Wow, that was fast. All right. You've got two of the most important ones. But you've just got we need sit. What sound? Let's before you. That was great. He segmented that. Very nice. So tell me the sounds in sit. You're right. Over here's to. What's this one? Let's stretch out sit. Say it with me slowly. Now you stretch out sit. Sit. Good. Now let's check each sound. And the word is?
Sit.
Sit. Very nice. And now let's change it to pit. Like the peach has a pit. What sound are you going to move first? What sound goes there to make pit? Nice. Check the sounds. Now it's the word pit, okay? Separate it. Pit. That's right. How about we switch this to fit? That eraser fits on the top. Which sound are we going to take away? He's got that. Which sound goes here in fit? Which one is... Oh, you're smart. Okay, fit. Let's take that and switch it into fat. Like I cut the fat off the meat. Fat. Which sound are we going to switch? We have fit. Okay, what sound goes there in fat? You're right, there is a t. But what's the middle sound in fat? Ah. Which one is ah? Tell me the sounds. Did you know you would know all these things just in one day? I'm so impressed. Good job. Not only was he able to pull those vowels apart, but he started to recognize more and more of them. So he started to nail A and start to nail O and start to nail I. First word. Wow, you guys seem to love that little snippet of Switch It. Thank you for sharing what you noticed about him, what he's learning. Was he getting better at letter sound knowledge? Yeah, he's already on his third short vowel, and he's pretty good at A and O and making headway with I, and he didn't know any of them. Goose egg on Sunday. How is he doing with segmenting? He's a lot better at that, right? I don't have to do all that hard work like you have, Matt. There's a lot of hard work at the beginning of this activity from the teacher. And you may be experiencing that with your student, particularly if they're young or maybe they're frustrated. But that hard work of like really dragging it out of them and elongating and stretching it out and dragging your finger and repeating that for a brief season, maybe just minutes, maybe just a couple hours, depends on the child, the circumstance. It's incredibly invaluable work that you're doing because it will push the child to independence. Instead of me saying, no, I hear ah in the middle of sat, I'm going to say, well, we have sit and we need it to be sat. I'm connecting it and making him do the work. And so for those of you who are maybe not seeing this kind of level of success yet, don't fret. That hard work that you're putting in will pay off dividends. So he's boosting his letter sounds. He's boosting his phonemic segmentation. What about manipulation? That's actually harder than segmenting. And that's one of the reasons that this activity is so powerful. If you can think hard about manipulating, then you'll get pretty good at segmenting quite much faster. It's part of the value of like the paired contrast too. We're just throwing a lot of stuff into the mix. And the brain really has to process a lot, sounds and symbols, words and print, all language and print, all at the same time. And it just brings this information, how the code works. I think it brings it online, so to speak, more rapidly. I don't think he's going to be, at this point now, confused about how the code works. He's got some more to learn, but like in terms of the alphabetic principle that our written language is a code for sounds, that we read words left to right, that's probably pretty well established just after the second lesson. So we've got the alphabetic principle, concept of word, early decoding, early spelling. A lot has been happening for this little guy. Also some more consonants, right? It wasn't just the short vowels. Bambi says it was awesome. And Barb, you asking a really great question, Barb. I can't tell you for sure that you should be pushing your students more, but 95% of the teachers that I see, particularly if they're working with young children, they do need to be, before they do Reading Simplified, they do need to be pushing their students more. And I think that a lot of the times we haven't pushed them because we haven't had an activity where we can help them become successful. But Switch It and the feedback prompts, which we're going to talk about more later this week, they're designed to help you be successful. So even when the student seems stuck, you can push them over the edge. As Deb says, he has the rhythm of the activity now. We can not worry about rules and learning a new system. We're just going to keep throwing new letter sounds at him and maybe doing something else to increase the challenge. Okay, 3-in-1 activity, Angeline. Thank you. And yeah, he's picking up the letter sounds faster today. Okay, so I said that we were going to pick our winner. Well, Greg already picked the winner for yesterday, but I need to pull up the file. He's made a fun way of seeing this. Okay, so let's just see the spinner that Greg picked for our day one winner. All right, here we go. If everything goes according to plan. Patricia Shattuck, did you see that? Can somebody write that? Did you capture that? Was your orthographic mapping fast enough to capture what that name was? Patricia Shattuck. That will be, you'll get our Patricia. Check out your Facebook Messenger so we can get your email. Or actually, we're going to need your, no, it's just an email because yesterday's prize is a digital one from the Literacy Hill, her ABC toolkit, which is awesome. Oh, there you are. Yay, I'm so glad you're here. Okay, Sharon, yeah, 100%. You could see children in pairs or in small group. We often do it in small group, or maybe you can even teach an older, not older, but a more advanced reader to do it with a younger, developmentally younger reader. All right, thank you for that, Greg. So keep watch on Facebook Messenger, Patricia, so you can get us the information that we need to be able to get you that prize. And tomorrow we're going to have some more prize winners. And actually, Greg, I need you to pick another name from our comments so I can do my spin to win. And then tomorrow from all these comments, I'll read through. Remember I said that I'm going to pick someone who has a powerful comment that I like, and I'm going to pick another spin to win for tomorrow. So I really appreciate you guys participating and bringing us some fun. Vicki asked a great question. When you do small group, do you still try to cover the letters? Well, we don't usually cover the letters for very long. So you might have the kids when they're really young or developmentally or in their first day or so of Switch It, you might take turns. So ask this child to do this Switch It. So you do cover her letters. But after a few days, we stopped doing that because we've transformed the child into thinking in terms of sounds. So you don't have to cover the letters except for that beginning stage when they want to just like think about the letter symbols and they don't want to really tune into sounds. The covering of the letters is my way of trying to get them to really zero in on the sounds first, letters second. And so we see that come online for them pretty quickly. So you don't have to cover them for very long. And so that's the way that you can make a small group setting work. And so it'll be interesting to see with this little boy. I don't remember if I stopped covering up the letters at some point. And Kim, you Switch It, online Switch It. That's one of the resources that we're giving people for 30 days. If you did this reading breakthrough, you can, it's only on one screen. And so, they could take turns, but it's not like on separate computers. Now, for members of our Reading Simplified Academy, twice a year, we release the same thing, but a downloadable version that you can put on each child's device, specifically a computer. But that is not what we have provided right now for members of the Reading Breakthrough. It's just the online version only. Great question, Shonda. We try to keep this activity short because we want to move on to all the other really important things we want to do, especially read and reread. So when I start out with a new student or a new group of students, I usually will spend 5 is probably the least amount of time I'll spend on Switch It, maybe around 8. And these videos are about 8 minutes with this little guy, our star student. But after you get good at it and then the kids move more quickly, you try to get it down to about 5 minutes because you've got so many other great things you can do. And you can accomplish quite a lot in 5 minutes, so you don't need to do it for very long. Tina, I love this. This was eye-opening with my 3rd graders today. Sweet. Both knew all the sounds, but one could not get them in the correct order. So the alphabetic principle is just kind of like a mishmash in their head, and certainly their phonemic segmentation was probably poor. So it's really great that you deduced this issue and that you're going to help. Okay, we have Matt. We need to switch Matt to sat and you elongate and exaggerate the sounds while you're pointing to get them to start to line up the sounds they hear and the symbols. If you're a member of the Reading Simplified Academy, to learn the full Reading Simplified system, Deb, you have probably like 20 pages of Switch It materials. We're just giving a selection for people in the Reading Breakthrough. Dina agrees 5 minutes is a good time frame. Oh, how many of you enjoyed the magnets? Kim put her letter sounds on magnets. It's fun. And Deb does that as well. Let me see if I can answer maybe one more question, then we'll call it a night. You guys have been awesome, but I don't want these sessions to go long. The replay will be available. A short version will be available inside the Reading Breakthrough. Don't forget, today's the last day to join. So share this with your friends. So Greg, I know you're picking a name, but if you can also give us the link to join again, that would be great. And I don't think you've given me a name yet, just from today's commenters. I know I'm just like asking Greg to do a lot of magic, because coming up with names from all of your comments is no easy thing. Okay, we've got a lot of magnet users. Love it. Okay, when we do all the activities, the 3-component lesson plan, rereading, word work, just 2 or 3 activities usually, and then guided oral reading. Usually it takes about 25 minutes if you have that much time. Some people do it in 15, some people do it in 20. It is challenging to do it in 15 or 20. So sometimes we just like, we don't, if we do Switch It on Monday, we might not do it on Tuesday so we can get everything in. But as a tutor, I take an hour. A small group setting in the school, a good 25 minutes is great, especially for the kids that are most in need. Your more high functioning readers, they can maybe have a 20-minute session, and you can still get a long way to go a long way. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Greg. So this is the link. Send that to your friends or join now if you haven't, so you can get all the goodies and get more coaching. And yeah, Greg, I'll just be flipping through here to see if you've given me a winner yet. I know I'm asking you to double dip. Oh, I just saw this Shaquana. She said this was awesome. A good question. Ooh, Denise has got 30 minutes with her groups. Sweet. Is that intervention? 30 to 40 minutes? That's awesome. Patricia is asking, do the Reading Simplified lessons include written work or dictation? What we do, one of our core activities of the 3 in the word work component is write it. And with write it, we ask students to dictate, and we start them off with writing single words, then phrases, then sentences. And we like to pull those words from their text that they read for guided oral reading. So I hope that works for you. We get a lot, and actually as we progress the student in Reading Simplified, more and more of our word work component becomes write it, because that's so powerful to getting words to stick in their brain. Jennifer loves connecting the visual and the kinesthetic with the letter sounds. She uses whiteboards with phone grip pops, and the students tap the pop grip. That sounds fun. Oh, Kathy asks a great question. I will try to show this inside our Facebook group. I've got a video, at least one, of when kids are kind of more automatic with the letter sounds. We actually do drop the letter sound cards and just move over to the dry erase board. So it would be as simple as, okay, you have shall. Everybody switch shall to shall. What do we have to switch? Oh, that's right. We got rid of the what do we add there? That's it. Say the sound sh, oh. Okay, now switch shall to sell. What do we need to switch? Everybody does this. Oh, I got to get rid of the sh. And I'm going to write sell. So, yeah, that is efficient. If the kids know the letter sounds, most of them, if not all of them, and certainly if they've got the concept that one sound could be 2 letters. All right. For this event, Beth, we're not going to be talking too much about Write It, because we're really focused on Switch It. We're going to get better and better at it all week, but we're going to be offering an opportunity to jump into the Reading Simplified Academy to learn the full Reading Simplified system, which I'll show you here in a second. Just one more time. because sometimes, frankly, to tell you the truth, some people are so excited with their success with Switch It that they just stop and they don't realize that this is just the beginning. Like the awesome results we get with Switch It just get multiplied when we put the whole package together. Okay, the link to join is just a few pages up there. Someone asked for that. All right. We might just call it a day, and we'll show the winner in our Facebook group, because Greg may have too many names to pull from, because he's been pulling lots of names from us. So we might just do that. So we'll announce the winner. And but what I should do is I will still spin it now, okay? I'll spin. Oh, you've got it, Greg. You're awesome. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Here we go. We've got a winner, Gayla Moline. Are you here? You're our winner for the spin to win. Okay, what prize do you get? Okay, we have 2 PDFs that are a high frequency words activity. They're the most most frequent words organized in a way that you can play games with them. Just read them and time yourself. It's very easy. And yay, you are here, Gayla. So check your Facebook Messenger so we can get that to you. And we've got the congratulations. Thank you, guys. All right, so you know what your job is. You got your keeping moving with Switch It. You're going to focus on paired contrast. Don't forget to put your homework into the Facebook post or in the Reading Breakthrough portal so you can be entered to win. We'll see who wins tomorrow. The whole phonics early decodable set, and that'll be fun. Oh, okay. Thank you. You're so sweet. I'm really honored that you took your time. You know, I know you guys have 1,000 other things you could be doing. So I'm going to say goodbye now, even though you're so fun to hang out with, and keep the questions and the comments coming on in the Facebook group so that we can encourage you and help you optimize this activity for your kids. All right. Here's to making great readers.